Weber, how old are you?
32.
What time is it?
It's 9 a.m., 9:15.
Okay. How far did you go through school?
I completed some college, not finished.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Prior to coming to court, have you taken any drugs or alcohol or any prescription medication in the last 48 hours?
No.
You ever been diagnosed with or treated for any mental illness?
No.
Did you get a copy of the information filed in this case?
Yes.
All right. And the information indicates is 2 counts of possession of cocaine, both felonies of the 5th degree, both forfeiture specifications. Are you pleading guilty to that today?
Yes.
All right. You understand you have a right to have your case presented to the grand jury for them to decide whether or not to indict you.
Yes.
Did you discuss that right with your attorney?
Yes.
And are you going to waive that right?
Yes.
Sign right there for me.
Your Honor, Mr. Weber has signed the waiver of indictment, and I have signed.
Your Honor, for the record, I've witnessed the defense and defense counsel sign a waiver of indictment, and with your permission, I would return it to the bench.
I'll accept the waiver of indictment now. Before I accept your guilty plea, I need to determine that you know and understand the constitutional rights you'll be waiving, the consequences of your guilty plea, and the maximum penalty I could give you. And I need to be satisfied that your guilty plea is being made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you don't understand the question or you want to talk to Ms. Tomazik some more, let me know and I'll give you more time. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have a constitutional right to have a trial, either to me or to a jury of 12 Lake County citizens. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you go to a jury trial, all 12 members must agree to a guilty verdict before you can be found guilty. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you go to trial, the prosecutor will call witnesses to testify against you. Do you understand the prosecutor must prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt at a trial?
Yes.
After the witnesses are done testifying for the prosecutor, you have the constitutional right to have your lawyer cross-examine those witnesses. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Correct.
If you go to trial, you have the right to have witnesses come here and testify for you. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If those witnesses refuse to come to court, I'll issue an order called a subpoena to make them come and testify. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
You have the right to testify at trial if you want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
You have the constitutional right to not testify at trial if you do not want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you decide not to testify at trial, nobody is permitted to comment on that decision. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you go to trial and you're found guilty, you have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you file an appeal, you have the constitutional right to have a lawyer represent you in the appeal. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you could not afford to hire a lawyer, one would be provided at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you file an appeal, you're entitled to have a transcript of all the hearings in this case. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If you could not afford a copy of those transcripts, they'd be given to you at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you plead guilty today, you will not have the right to appeal a guilty finding. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of these rights?
No.
Do you still want to plead guilty to these
Yes.
charges? You understand by pleading guilty, you're fully admitting your guilt to the charges.
Yes.
You understand by pleading guilty to these felonies that if you are sentenced, that you're voluntarily giving up your freedom for whatever period of time that could sentence you to prison, to jail, or to community control.
Yes.
Both of these counts are possession of cocaine. Both felonies of the 5th degree, each separately carry a 12-month maximum prison sentence and a $2,500 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you plead guilty to the forfeiture specifications, you're voluntarily giving up the items listed in these specifications. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you are sentenced in this case, I could give you a consecutive sentence. That means one sentence after another for the separate offenses. If I did that, you face a 24-month maximum prison term and a $5,000 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are convicted in this case, your license could be suspended for between 6 months and 5 years?
Yes.
Do you You understand if you get convicted in this case, your felony conviction would prevent you from owning or possessing a firearm.
Yes.
You understand that if this case comes to a sentencing, that if you are sentenced to a prison term, then upon your release, you might be on post-release control for up to 2 years under the parole authority.
Yes.
They would place conditions on you. If you violate the conditions, they could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. Do you understand that?
I do.
If the violation were a new felony, then you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And if that were to occur, the maximum prison sentence for the violation would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control.
Yes.
Do you understand that if a prison term is imposed in this case, you are eligible for judicial release?
Yes.
You could be placed on community control for up to 5 years, but if you violate any conditions, I could send you to prison for 24 months. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, has anybody promised you I would be lenient on you just because you're pleading guilty?
Yes.
What,
No.
maybe?
Maybe, I don't,
Well, you...
I was advised to
You
plead guilty.
aren't getting sentenced today. I'm going to put you on an intervention plan. But
Okay,
if you
yes.
are, if you violate that plan and I enter a plea of guilty some point down the road, did anybody promise you I would be lenient on you?
No.
Okay. Did anybody promise you if I sentence you in this case, what I would sentence you to?
No.
All right. If you come to sentencing, the prosecutor will make a recommendation. Ms. Tomaszek will make one also. Do you understand I wouldn't have to follow either one?
Yes.
All right. Have you had enough time to talk with Ms. Tomaszek before pleading guilty today?
Yes.
Has she discussed everything about your case and answered all of your questions?
She has.
Are you satisfied with the advice she has given you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Have you been threatened or coerced in any way to plead guilty today?
No.
Are you freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entering your guilty plea?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
I do not.
All right, Mr. Knopf, if the case went to trial, what would the evidence show?
Your Honor, had the case proceeded, the trial, the state would have shown that on or about February 20th, 2025, in Mentor, Lake County, Ohio, the defendant was knowingly in possession of cocaine. Specifically, the defendant was at a Sheetz gas station in Mentor on Lakeshore Boulevard. A Sheetz employee called the police after they spotted the defendant having erratic movements and sitting at the gas pump for approximately 30 minutes. Police approached the vehicle and saw a cut straw with a suspected drug residue on the seat. Police then searched the vehicle and discovered a bag of cocaine and other paraphernalia in the vehicle, confirmed by the Lake County Crime Lab.
Okay, Ms. Tomaszek, anything to add to those facts?
Nothing on the facts, Your Honor.
Mr. Weber, did you hear what Mr. Knopf said the facts would show if the case went to trial?
Yes.
Are those facts true?
Correct.
All right, what is your plea to count 1, possession of cocaine, a felony 5?
Guilty.
What is your plea to count 2, possession of cocaine, a felony 5?
Guilty.
And what is your plea to both of the forfeiture specifications?
Guilty.
Ms. Tomaszek?
Your Honor, prior to coming into the courtroom, I reviewed the written plea of guilty with Mr. Weber, and he's prepared to sign today.
Date here and sign here. Today is the 18th.
Your Honor, Mr. Weber has signed the written plea of guilty, and I have signed.
Your Honor, for the record, I've witnessed the defendant and defense counsel sign the written plea of guilty. I have now signed it myself, and with your permission, I'll return to the bench.
All right. Mr. Weber, is this your signature on the written plea of guilty?
It is.
And did you sign it voluntarily?
Yes.
Do you want me to accept your written plea of guilty?
Yes.
I'll accept the written plea of guilty. Defendant was present. Ms. Tomaszek advised of all of his rights from a knowing, intelligent, voluntary waiver. He understands the nature of the charge, the consequence of his guilty plea, and the maximum penalty. Find it to be knowing, intelligent, voluntary. Will accept his plea of guilty to count 1, possession of cocaine, a felony 5, and the spec, and count 2, possession of cocaine, a felony 5. And the spec, I'm going to place you on a 2-year intervention plan. 2 days in Lake County Jail with credit for 2. So what happened here? What were the circumstances of this?
I mean, what was read was very accurate. I was stopping at a Sheetz. I stayed a while. I was waiting on an answer from a friend to know which to head to their direction or to head home. And in that time, you know, the police showed up and found what I had in my car.
Where had you come from that night?
I live in Cortland, Ohio.
Okay, so you ended up in Menor. Where were you
Yes.
going?
I was going to Doylestown, Ohio.
Where's Doylestown?
To be honest, I'm not familiar exactly. I just know that I have that one friend that lives there.
Okay. I don't have, anybody know where Doylestown is?
That's not on campus.
All right, so you're kind of going the wrong direction.
Well, I also live in Ashtabula, so I believe I was going after work that day.
All right. Well, you had some bad direction going.
Yeah.
What's with the coke?
Just something that I started casually and snowballed and became a problem.
Why did you start taking it casually?
Just being in the wrong place with the wrong people. But, you know, I make no excuses for it. It's my fault and I accept full responsibility.
What are you on probation for right now?
The same charge.
In municipal court?
Yes. I've been doing a drug program that I actually just completed last week.
Where did you do it?
It was in Warren, Ohio. It's called Travco.
Is this in Niles?
Yeah, well, it's through the Niles Court. The address is technically in Warren.
Okay. What did that program involve?
Like counseling and drug screening. I did 5 sessions, I believe.
When did you finish it?
Last week, I believe it was.
What did they recommend any follow-up?
No. I believe they said once I completed that and paid my court fines, that I would be done with probation there, from my understanding.
Okay. Where do you work?
I work at Verizon Wireless in
What
Ashtabula.
do you do?
I'm a sales rep.
How long have you been working there?
Going on 9 months now.
How'd you get that job?
I was previously a supervisor at UPS for 6 years, and they made cutbacks, and I just was applying everywhere, and that was seemed like the best option. I was offered the job.
Okay, so how long had you been playing around with the cocaine?
For about 2 years total, I would say.
What about before that?
Before that, I didn't at all ever.
What about alcohol use?
Just casually, you know, like with friends and things like that, but not anything on a daily basis or anything like that.
What about marijuana?
Same, if I was with company or anything, but it wasn't anything that I would go and seek out.
So you're what, 32 years old?
Correct.
So why would you all of a sudden at age 30 start using cocaine?
I think it was
Did
just
you see something promising in cocaine that
no,
would lead you to believe it's going to give you a better life?
no, not at all. I think it was just a lack of purpose and direction at the time. Like I said, not making an excuse for it, but
Did you find that
No.
using the cocaine gave you direction?
no, it was the opposite. It was the opposite.
All right. Kim, what do you suggest I do with this guy? Public flogging? or-
Judge, I think we should make him stand out front with a sign that says, "I use cocaine, but I will never use it again."
You're a very curious case here. All right, I'm going to place you on a plan for, intervention plan for a year. I think I said 2 before, but I'm going to make it a year. you're to have no drugs or alcohol. With the 2 days, credit for 2, and full employment, pay the cost and supervision fees. So you hadn't really, let me look here. No juvenile record. What was this theft all about at Kohl's back? 10
That was
years?
another, just with the wrong people. Like I said, I'm not blaming it on them, but, you know, I take full responsibility. But, yeah, just being with the wrong people and
All right,
getting
stay
involved.
so this is twice with the wrong, stay
Yeah.
away from the wrong people.
Yeah, yeah.
Start hanging around the right people.
Yeah, and one thing I think that helps is with my new job, I'm in Ashtabula, I'm away now, I'm moving out there recently, and I'm keeping to myself and my work colleagues, which I think is just a really good environment for me.
Where is that store?
It's off of Ridge Road. It's like right next to the mall, if you're familiar with that area.
All right. If you don't, look, I didn't give you like strenuous conditions on the plan, okay? Don't use drugs, work, and pay the fees. So, not a lot of stress involved with that, is there?
No, not at
Okay,
all.
so if you don't screw it up, because if you screw it up, you'll end up convicted of 2 felonies of the 5th degree.
I understand.
Anything else, Mr. Knopf?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Tomzek?
No, Your Honor.
Do you know why I asked you what time it was when we started?
I was a couple minutes late.
You were about 10 minutes late, but you don't go to work late, do you?
No, never.
Okay. Well, when you have to go to probation, when you have to report, make sure you're there.
I will.
All right,
Thank you.
That's it.
All right.